fuck out.
Welcome, everyone. It is I, the Tyrant, bringing you back to another episode of Heroes Unleashed. Today, we have a full house, minus one, but he's more of a cameo player, and that is Dr. Savage. We have Crimson Sage, Id Patch, Seraph, and Theory, the Philosopher. So let us pick up from where we left off. At the docks, LA docks, our intrepid heroes are escaping from, let's just call it elsewhere. And our Crimson Sage did some Crimson Saging, sacrificed 2 of his precious hit points in order to get in, look around, make a mess of things, and then get out. I think I summed it up pretty well.
For a second, I thought you said he sacrificed 2 of his best friends.
No, you did not.
Good
day, Tyrant.
I think I summed that up extraordinarily well.
No, you did not, sir. That is inaccurate.
Yeah, you are with Dr. Theory the Philosopher, Dr. Patel, and Big Balls,
Detective Johnson,
DJ Salt,
Detective.
T-Nuts,
Big ball.
Put him in your mouth.
crossing the threshold out into the courtyard, the sort of courtyard facing the food trucks into a chaotic scene where these creatures had escaped first and were causing all kinds of havoc with Seraph hovering nearby, only to discover that you are now back on in his sensory equipment. All of this combined with Dr. Acosta, who avoided a pseudo-nuclear blast. There's a lot of pseudos right now, and we're gonna pick up at the warehouse. You guys come out, and there is a mob-like scene of people running and screaming. I think I have that. And you guys can go. There's a bunch of explosions from the trucks.
The trucks are exploding? I don't remember any of this.
No, I'm just saying. But there are people running and screaming. But I had that. But anyway.
All right. So, I see. Do I see Seraph?
No, he's in his swarm form, so you wouldn't see him. There is a tell for Seraph, but you haven't seen him in his swarm form enough to be able to recognize it just yet.
Actually, I have.
Matter of fact, you are correct. You of anyone would be the only one with your heightened perception to be able to spot him. So you do see that patch. It looks like a cloud of flies, of black flies, as it's
what I'm doing
it's coming towards you. Hold on for a second. I just want to get an assessment of where Seraph was in relation to where your position is. Seraph.
Near the front door
Okay.
to this warehouse.
Yes. So he's how far away? How high?
About 3 feet off the ground.
Mhm.
3 feet away from the door itself, because I was getting ready to leave, but I noticed that I picked up some strangeness on my senses with the people that were
Okay.
inside before they changed into monsters.
All right. So then we'll pull that back a little bit. And to do the Wayne's World shit. As you're coming out the door, you wouldn't see him right away because he's just below your sight line as you're running out with with Theory and Id in tow. Just to catch you up, Theory, he did get into you guys got into the dark church. He was able to retrieve some substance that was in a basin at the altar at the very front of the church. He did his DBZ move, and not that one. And he retrieved it just after it was blasted by a bolt of highly concentrated quantum energy.
No.
Oh no!
Before it was blasted.
That's right. So, you and Id, I believe, were splash blinded, and he was dragging you through the warehouse in order to get out, because you were going to be blinded for a few minutes. So that's where we are, because you weren't here last time. You were watching Uncharted.
It was a free flick. Somebody.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I got it.
Free is the best price.
Yes, pretty much. It cost me a bucket of popcorn. That was it.
I can deal with that.
Popcorn's expensive.
It would have been more expensive if I paid for the movie and
It is in New York anyway.
That's true. Okay,
All
so
right, so-
here it is.
In spotting Seraph, I'm going to quickly move them to Seraph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to move them to Seraph. Seraph, they are blind. Can you protect them while I handle the insurgents?
Well, I look at you and I say, Agent Sage, I will get them out of here.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly start to move my way to all the ones that have transformed, and do my best to distinguish
There is
them.
one in your direct line of sight. He's
How far away is it?
He's at the trucks right now, and he's in the process of ripping a human in half. And that human is
All right. From where I'm at, can I see them all, and how far?
okay. So the one that's directly in your line of sight is approximately 70 feet away.
Okay.
There was one that exited. Well, actually, you didn't see them all leave. You were just you just came through the door, but and Seraph was the only one that had positional data for them. And in this moment, as you came through the door, unless he specifically fed you that information right out the gate, you can only see the one that's directly ahead of you.
Okay. So, Seraph, how many of these insurgents are there? Because of the ruckus that I'm hearing, I'm assuming there's more than one.
Right.
It was 4, right, Lou?
Yes, 4.
Do you know their
Agent Sage.
positions,
Okay.
their exact positions right now?
Yeah, from the ambient noise in the area, you hear a couple of explosions.
So I
So
say,
I asked their
Agent
exact
Sage.
positions right now.
Agent Sage, there are 4. And I feed you the information right to your mobile device.
Actually, can you feed it to my lenses?
That's what you wear? Okay, then you got on lenses.
And you put up the targets.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So from the position, how far are they?
From his positional data, they're moving at a rapid pace away from each other and away from the docks towards the other port.
Okay, but how far are they right now?
Okay, so one is 70, then you have one that's about 500 feet away, and the other is maybe around 300. It's
The last one?
positional. That last one it disappeared over the water. He doesn't have a fix on.
Okay. So for the 3 that he has a fix on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throwing technique. I'm gonna use 8 daggers.
Positionally, you're not in a spot where you can attack any of them.
Don't worry about it.
I think I kind of have to.
No, trust me. It's 3, 3, and 2. Call shot. Gonna try and sever their neck, so that way I can stop their motor functions and movements.
Okay.
Okay.
So again,
What I'm doing
go ahead.
is ricochet shot.
No, it's whatever.
I've been having that same problem.
It's freaking Zoom. I gotta find another thing to use. But this is
Try me.
this may be a peak time for Zoom. Who the hell knows?
On a Thursday?
It is possible.
Yeah. You got all the. Never mind.
You got a lot of role players using this.
Yeah. Real players.
Fair enough.
The internet is for.
Oh, you heard what I'm saying? You heard what I'm doing, right?
I did not.
For
Say,
porn.
say it again.
Position. My maximum range is 540 feet. So
Okay.
I can attack even the one that's furthest out. I'm gonna throw all 8 daggers, ricocheting them to their specific targets.
Okay.
It'd be 2 to the one in front of me, 3 to the one that's 300 feet, 3 to the one that's 500 feet.
So
Call
let
They're
me
next.
let me just stop you right there. I understand what you think you want to do. You still need to be able to see where they are. Just having positional data on your goggles is not enough.
That's fine. I'm taking the shots anyway.
Okay. So
I can hit or I can miss.
here's what I'm going to tell you that your character would inherently know, that you as the player assume that your character does. You know that you cannot hit what you cannot see.
Not true. If I know of the location of the target, I can use the ricochet technique in order to hit it, which is what I'm doing.
He's throwing them blind. He's got mad minuses, theoretically.
Actually, I get no minus on it except for the distance, but
Oh, no, you get minuses.
that could be part of it. Hold on. Let me tell you what ricochet does exactly.
Please. While he's figuring out his
So my thing was,
his
I was
monster
saying,
shot.
I was running a bioscan on all 3 of them to see
Yeah.
their condition.
Mm-hmm. Their cellular composition is highly unstable, and it's beyond what you've been able to measure from the other encounters. In other words, their mutation is such that it is not evolving, but rapidly mutating their bodies to beyond what you've been able to measure. So they could potentially become either pieces of meat, like their bodies could explode under the rapid mutation, or they can become walking juggernauts.
Hold up. Did he scan the people or our people?
I'm assuming he scanned them.
I'm scanning R3 first. 'cause
Oh,
they're right there.
okay. So your 3, they do have that ambient radiation. It's not at lethal doses, like at a lethal level, but they are their equipment, their hair, So it's pretty much penetrated the epidermis of their entire body.
Okay. You asked me to protect these 2. Is there something wrong with them?
Aside from optically that they are blinded,
No, now I know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have a pretty big library of human anatomy. So realistically, hypothetically, it's only a temporary blindness.
All right. So here's what I will do. I will basically envelop it, and I say, Detective Johnson, this is me. I am keeping you safe. And then I grab Theory, and I say, Dr. Patel, I will keep you safe.
And by grab, you're gonna solidify.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna be, in form around.
I'm just not assuming, so I just want to make sure that we're both on the
right.
same page.
Whenever I do that, I'd have to take solid form.
Okay.
To be like an armor around somebody.
Okay. Hold on for 1 second. This music doesn't seem to fit what we're doing here.
Right.
See if that one does.
Just to let you know, we can't hear it anyway.
No, you should be able to hear this.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Oh, you can hear this.
So,
Oonts, 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 oonts.
No, I'm gonna get copyright for that. I did before. There we go. Okay. So that's what they're doing. So
ricochet shot. The character can bounce arrows, crossbow bolts, or thrown objects off of a hard surface and angle the shot in such a way that the object ricochets, bounces off, and hits a completely different target. The shot can be bounced as many as 3 times, 3 different surfaces before hitting its target. This inflicts only 1 point of damage to each of the ricocheting surfaces and full damage to the target. Reduced bonuses to strike by half. That's how it's compensated for the ricocheting. The real target will have no opportunity to parry or dodge, counts as only 1 attack. So
I feel like that explanation for that power has so many holes in it. But for the purposes of just moving this along, make your attack roll, please. This is why I would like to change systems, because they are never going to fix this.
Nope.
that's 15 plus half my bonuses. That's a 25.
Okay.
I made my shot on the neck. I'm severing the spine, the spinal cord on the at the base of the neck, in order for them to stop motor function. So they drop where they're at.
Okay. Roll your damage, please.
Don't have to. It's full damage.
So what is it?
Give me a second. Jeez.
I mean, you know the power. You should know the damage.
I'm getting to the damage. Give me a second. Here we go. Okay, that would be a crit.
Why would it be a crit?
Because I scored a crit with the 15. So that's times 3. That's 60, 180.
Wait, why is it times 3?
Because I do times 3 with my crit.
Okay. So it's 180, you said?
So it's 180 per. So the one in front of me took 360 to the neck. The others took 540. because they got hit with 3 blades.
Okay.
What kind of blades are you throwing?
2d8 plus my strength.
I want those loaded into a machine gun.
No, it's just 2d8. It's just my strength that ups up to the damage plus the critical.
Dude, what the fuck is your strength?
Do 44 bonus damage. That's with skills and strength bonus included.
His strength is 142.
I wish.
Okay.
Knee punches, they turn to mist.
No, I wish they would turn a miss, but these are super mutant hybrid psycho wraith somethings. So even though I did that damage, I may not have accomplished what I wanted to, even though cinematographically it would have been cool.
Okay. You throw your blades, you only know that you definitively know you hit that first target. Okay. The other two, positionally, they don't continue moving forward.
Go and
So-
check anyway. So I'm moving towards the closest target after the first, right? And seeing if I accomplished that one. If I did, I'll check on the third. If I did on that one, then I'm going to position myself to try and chase that last one down.
Okay. So once the first one you hit and it tumbles into the truck, that sets off an explosion from the propane tank that's in there. So that one goes off. And let's see. Okay, none of you get knocked off your feet. I'm not going to even make you roll because of your training, but the other two are being being helped by Seraph, so they wouldn't either.
We
Glass
appreciate
and heat. You guys just feel you feel the heat. You hear the explosion, and you get pelted with what feels like rocks, but it's really just shattered pieces of glass. And
I would protect them.
right, yeah. That's what I meant. So you don't, again, with the one in front, you don't really know if it's down because there's just black smoke and flames that's impeding your vision. So are you going to wait or are you going to keep going?
No. My objective right now is not to wait to see if it was effective or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'll know if it was effective or not the minute I start hearing screaming from that direction, because obviously it's going to move and it's going to attack somebody else.
Okay.
So if I don't hear anything from there, then obviously it worked. My thing is I need to see for myself if it worked on the second and the third one, so I can comfortably move on to position for the last guy. And of course, if they're down, I'm going to send back word to Seraph to let them know that the 3 are down, but not for long. If I can
My radar already. So
Okay. You're going ahead and doing that. Theory, Id, are you guys doing anything? You're blinded, but you're not necessarily crippled.
No.
So I want to make sure that everyone's there. Everyone.
Well, I know that the AI basically said that he was going to keep me in Detective Johnson safe, and with me being blind, I'm relatively useless because my powers are line of sight. So
Okay. All right.
And I'm just gonna hold out here until there's a danger around or until I recover.
Okay.
Hey, you can't fix that? At least on yourself?
I don't know if I can actually fix blindness. I have
Don't
bioregeneration.
Wait, don't you look at your powers, buddy?
He's not that kind of psychic.
I have bioregeneration, but I don't think it fixes
My
blindness.
telekinesis doesn't bend that way.
It's like I'm limited by my mind.
Wow.
I mean, you never know.
Uh,
You never know until you
Wow.
try.
Right. All right.
So I should try to bioregenerate my eyes somehow.
I mean, as part of your character's power evolution, you can make the attempt. So what I'll
Okay,
say is it'll cost you double the ISP for the initial attempt and for any subsequent attempts to a point. So essentially what I'm saying is it's going to be power evolution should be based on power evolution is exactly that, an evolution. It depends on how you use them. If you come up with new and inventive ways of applying them, then I'm not fixed on what the rule book just says, as evidenced by Ricochet Rabbit.
You just opened Pandora's box.
Bing, bing, bing.
It was black and white, dang it.
Right.
Well, with that said, I am going to use bioregeneration
Okay.
in order to attempt to cure myself of this blindness.
All right. It takes you. It takes 10 to 15 seconds, and it costs you a hell of a lot of your own personal stores of mental energy. But you're able to slowly get your eyesight back. You know, like when you stare at the sun and it's just all white, and then you're trying to focus, and eventually you get those white splotches in your eyes, and then you come back into focus. Now, Theory's just like, I shouldn't have went to see that movie, but so he's still a little blind. I'm blind.
I can see clearly with.
I'm not playing that. I'll get copyright. So, okay. And Sage had went off on his own. He's like, I'm a lone wolf. Ow! No, I'm just kidding. Kidding.
Speaking of wolves,
Speaking of wolves, dead doggy. Good doggy, dead doggy. Just saying. Okay. So you guys are doing that. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Dr. Acosta, so AKA Patch. Analyzing the data that you had, they don't understand how that satellite was able to absorb all that energy. It's clearly not. It's not the Chinese. They know that much. It doesn't have any markings on it. It didn't have any identifying marks. You made a call to your contact at Argus, and
It's still on hold.
yeah, she gets back on the line, and it's just Dr. Costa. I think is this line secure?
yes.
Nope, not at all. It's a party line.
And you can hear her off. She pulls the phone away. She's like, "Verify this." That's a satellite that Argus has been. That's a prototype satellite that Argus has been working on that shouldn't even be in operation, much less in space. How did you find it?
'Cause I'm smart and you're not.
Because I'm wicked smart.
It's like
Because you're dumb and I'm smart.
the situation I'm in right now, there was a buildup of energy, and
We did note that. It's like,
well, that building up of energy, I found it funny that it happened when it was happening. So I just took a gamble and checked the area above me.
and you just so happened to find one of our missing satellites.
Yeah.
What a coinky dink.
He's like, really? Yeah. Okay. So I don't know
So
what
is it
it's just
miss-
like. I'm not exactly sure what's happening right now, Doctor. But there should be no reason. There should be That satellite should be in a storage facility at one of our at one of our warehouses, at one of our research facilities. And the fact that it's not, it's in operation and in orbit is a problem for us.
Took up a whole lot of juice. Ass
So
juice.
said, may I inquire as to the nature of your situation? Perhaps we can help.
I'm like, I think I have an opportunity for you. You have any problems working with the government?
Oh, we have several lucrative contracts with the Uncle Sam, but are we talking about the U.S. government?
Yes.
Then yes.
Hold on a second. I contact Winters.
Okay.
Walter. What?
Rivers.
Rivers. It's one of those.
Mm-hmm. So
And,
I mean, she's at the warehouse. They were all coming back in once the crisis was averted and starting and getting all their equipment back online, because
just
a lot of
didn't
it
know
was
everybody was
shut down because of the buildup of energy. So
right. So I pull her over to the side and I talk to her real quick. I'm like, listen, I might just have an ally for us that might help us in the situation that we're in.
she's like, well, that's great news, but she's looking at you like, that's great news, but I sense a butt coming on.
Well, it's not a but I think we both had the same enemy, and they're having the same. Remember having issues that they're not aware of. The same group that we're against.
And this mysterious ally is
Argus.
like defense contractor Argus, like
Yes.
global.
They may.
How are they
they may
involved
ha-
in this? Are they? He's like, are they involved in all of this?
They're not involved in it, but I think they just got pulled in. The satellite that was overhead was stolen from them,
So that's
and it's not even. And it wasn't even supposed to be in working order yet.
well, that's not good.
No,
That
I think
a highly paid defense contractor with the keys to virtually the defense contracting industry is losing their equipment. So, okay, how exactly did you find this out?
I show her footage of the satellite and asked her if she knew anything about it.
So I've never seen anything like that before.
None of us did. Apparently, she knows what it is. She recognizes it for what it is.
All right. Full disclosure, who the fuck are we talking to? Who is she?
What was her name again? I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, dude. You're asking me to remember stuff?
I had it written down. Let me see. See if it's still in my notes. I know I had it written down here somewhere.
Chip boot cheeks.
He said butt cheeks.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think that's it.
No.
I'm pretty sure that was.
Right,
Agent-
seriously.
That's a
Advisors, coders, managers. Argus prototype stealth ship. Dr.
Jokes on
Vanderbilt.
Dick.
Ah.
Anti-gravity tech, micro propulsion assistant Denise Carrigan. That's not it. Machine murder. That's not it. Oh, R&D Argus Kai Pedrick. No. That's the other person that wanted me to talk to.
She's public relations.
We talking about public relations. Shut up. Wait, it's gotta be on roll 20. And I still have notes on here too.
Damn. You had your chance. Now shut up. Shut up there, Ricochet.
You can keep calling me Ricochet. I'm just using my abilities to the fullest.
Ricochet rabbit.
Don't be mad.
Source code for Argus encryption. No, I don't have her name. Shit.
Okay.
I got everybody else's name. I got everyone else's name.
So let's just call her.
Argus Headhunter.
Let's call,
That's what I call her.
let's call her Krista. Her first name is Krista. Her last name is Pettit. Pettit.
Krista Pettit.
Pettit.
Say that again.
Pettit. Pettit. As in, here's my dog, Pettit.
Krista Pettit. So, I tell her this is Mrs. Pettit.
So you say, wait, Krista Pettit?
Yeah.
Okay. So the satellite is theirs. So are they
Satellite,
or are they not involved in this?
They're not involved in it because it's their satellite, but they didn't launch it up. It was stolen from. It was
So-
missing from one of their research sites.
So she looks at you while you're on the phone, and
It's muted. She don't hear
I
this.
was just gonna. She's just like, is she on the phone? Like is she on the phone now? Like whispering it. Okay, you don't have to actually pull the phone.
I
away.
know. I just fucking pulled the thing up like an idiot. I did what you did. He was like, "Do you see this?" And I'm doing this. And I'm doing the same thing you just did.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like you just did a me. Okay. It's like, why am I talking to the screen? You people can't see me. I should be talking to the camera. Okay. So she's like, I don't know what your level of dealings with that woman are, but she is cagey. I wouldn't necessarily trust at least 3/4 of what she's saying.
In the midst of their conversation, since I am always in contact with Dad,
Well, now you are.
and well, yeah, when now that he's back, from wherever he was hiding for a while.
From fighting Gamera.
Yeah. So I simply just, as soon as the name, actually from the call and scanning her voice and getting her name, it's like all files that I can find on her.
Okay. So once you find her public-facing identity, social media, all that stuff, anything Argus related, you immediately come up to a firewall that is think RoboCop Directive 4 level.
Okay.
So, before I
Others, they have an RES system, so you can't just go in.
Yeah, exactly. That's a thing that I cannot engage in right now.
Yeah. We will soon.
All right. So what front-facing information I do have, I basically just dump on the GSTF servers.
Okay.
So I tell her,
Go ahead.
I tell her like, listen, let's just think about this rationally. We're going up against at least two megacorps that are siding with the situation that we're in. We know this already.
Well,
It'd be nice to have one on our side.
like she's like, listen, I'm not arguing. I'm not belaboring the point. I just want to make sure that you understand who we could potentially be getting in bed with.
No, I understand. Trust me. I've been dodging her headhunting calls for like years.
Oh, okay. So then you have some idea of what we've been dealing with, except they have their claws deep in our backsides, and they've bought and paid for a number of U.S. senators, congressmen, local districts, district attorneys. I think you're starting to understand what, right into the last, pretty much through the previous administration and a little bit of this one. And by a little bit, I'm saying that I'm saying a little bit, but who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows? That's true.
But okay, so get what you can. See what we can work out. If we need to get her in a room, then we do so. But whatever is happening has already happened. by your
how much?
by your estimate. It's just that timer went off, and it just so happened that we almost had a freaking meltdown right around that time frame, right? So clearly, whatever they did to the Dr. Patel's sister was part of that event, if not the event. And maybe what you did in trying to help us help them. So we need to get in front of whatever the hell they're doing, because we are woefully behind the 8 ball.
So how much can I tell her?
Tell her everything up that doesn't compromise Agent Ramirez. That book, but everything else is fair game. So whatever you can give them that doesn't necessarily compromise our operation.
Right.
I leave that
Well,
to your
that's a
discretion.
loose set of rules.
She said, "You're right." She said, "I leave that to your discretion, considering you don't actually work for me."
All right.
Ah, nice hint.
So I got her back on the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Miss Pettit. Miss Pettit.
Says yes. Did you? Are you good? Or is everything? What are we doing here, Doctor?
All right. So
I have my
Let's
team.
see.
I have my team trying to find the kill switch on this thing, but
Dad.
Yeah.
Ask her for a communication directly to the server. Or even a safe zone.
we'll write.
just, hello, Doctor Acosta, are you there?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm trying to get the data together. Just give me a moment. And
Sure, take your time. It's not like I'm busy.
It's already.
Not like I'm busy.
It's
or
already
anything.
together. It's already together.
all right. So wait, Sarah, what do you want to do again?
We need access to their servers.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
Then at least give me a safe zone. They can manage some kind of DMZ, right? I expect that they have it already.
I'm still not sure what you want from them.
Dad, we need to make use of them as we can and possibly create a back door. Get some familiarity into what their workings are like.
All right.
He wants you to create the white room for him so that way he has an entry. But in order for you to do that, you have to have them open access for you.
All right. You figure this out. All right. All right. So going back to her, I'm compiling the information as we speak on the situation that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think our main aggressors is Aegis, and they have another partner down. Mrs.
She said Aegis, the paranormal. What is it? The paranormal mercenary company?
Yes.
Uh,
I think they're one of our. I think
the
they're
metahuman.
against-
Excuse me, the metahuman mercenary company.
Yeah, I think they're one of the ones against us. We also there's another group. They're working. I'm assuming they're working with
the Simmons family.
the Simmons family. Yeah.
The Simmons family.
Yeah.
You mean like the heiress? What was it? Simmons,
Genevieve.
Genevieve. She was just on the news. She was just
Yeah.
abducted.
Yeah. There's a situation here is going on with those two. I think they're together and they're in the background going against us right now. There seem to be the source of all the problems that are going on right now with all these supernatural and supernatural occurrences.
Mhm.
So
I'm saying
I
mhm.
show
She didn't say mhm.
right. So I show her. I send her the information as I'm speaking about. I show her the mutations, the monstrosities. I show her the radiation readings whenever these monstrosities are around. This strange radiation that I record that comes up, and I show her the correlations between all those situations and all the disasters that's happened so far in the city. So the collapse of the collapse of the hospital, the 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 random
Destruction of the
attacks,
museum.
the destruction museum. I show her and I show her the correlation between all these things.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I tell her that, and there's also these other technologies that I've been running into. I show her the stuff jets, the VTOLs, the single man VTOLs that were closed circuit, stuff like that. I show her those vehicles and those weapons that have been involved in and also that's been tried. I don't know if we kept them out of the media, but I show her the situations where those were involved in the situations they caused.
Okay.
So
The information is received. She's like, "What this is." I find it's just like this. This seems. You're saying supernatural, like magic, like ghosts and and like devils and demons and stuff. Is that what we're talking about
well,
here? It's like I feel like there's some holes in this story. It's like I'm not accusing you of anything, but there seems to be some gaping holes in this scenario because she says he just doesn't necessarily have that sort of resource. It's like as far as like supernatural elements, this is the first she's ever heard of it. And
maybe
as
they're
far
not.
as the Simmons family, she said they have deep pockets and they're very old money, but what's their connection to any of this? And
Dad,
and by
I
this,
start to
Dad,
she's just like, what's
Dad,
this?
show her the.
How is this
Dad,
connected
show,
to a missing prototype satellite?
Dad, show her the object, not the book, but the object that Cornwallis had.
the thing that turned into a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I show the picture of the amulet.
Mm-hmm. She's saying, what is this?
This is like somehow this device is somehow involved in the whole thing, and let's just and like
Are you
all
showing
right,
her just the amulet or the chakram that it becomes?
yeah, I show the amulet and the chakram that it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
I also tell her like, and in the end, I mean, I'm calling it magic and stuff, but let's just be honest, it's just technology we don't understand.
I'll concede that point. I'm just having a hard time digesting all. This is a lot of information that is tertiary to our objective, our mutual objective, which is to ensure that our technology is not being used for criminal dealings, especially since it's still in the prototype. It was supposed to be in the prototype phase.
Dad, tell
Yeah.
her about the AI.
Oh, okay. Another wall of opposition that we're also suffering from is an artificial intelligence that's working with those two. And I give her the situation on that AI, the motif of it being the samurai
Mm-hmm.
or Ronin. I haven't really sat down and talked with him long enough to figure that out yet.
So
The
well,
erasure,
who's
the erasure of all details regarding the Simmons family.
Yeah, the expansive editing of everything Simmons to a certain point. And the whole connection between the this supernatural connection and alien connection, I guess. I don't know. I share with her part of the database that we got in from
Oh, in the map, the
yeah,
layout from the
the map,
warehouse.
the map to that warehouse that we retrieved. I share some of the database that we retrieved from the deep web that Erdogan left.
Okay. This is a lot of information. I'm gonna have my team sift through it and see what we can suss out of it. That's gonna be useful. This is that right now. What do you need in order to help us to retrieve our property?
Can you give us a mean to track it?
That I cannot. That's
Because
that's above my pay grade as far as providing you with that providing you with any of that. That's proprietary, and we don't necessarily want to be sharing that with anybody at this stage.
okay. So what
Show
about
her, show her the satellite receiving the quantity of energy.
Oh, she saw that already.
Yeah, he provided that.
Okay.
They saw it. They saw it live on TV. They saw that as it was happening. So,
Is there anything else that you are looking to share with us?
this is all I have right now.
This is okay. Give me some time, and I will. I'll get back to you. This is at this number. It's really imperative, obviously, that we retrieve our property. It's like I got to be frank with. I'm going to be very straight with you. It's just like the reclamation of our property is going to be paramount and our top priority. If there's anything that we can do to help that doesn't necessarily take us away from that objective, then we'll do it. So you have my word on that. But all this other information is very new, and we have to verify it. Just because the players that you're talking about have influence just as much as we do, and they run in different circles. We all run in the same circles, but with different aims. And I have to answer to my superiors as well.
I understand. Lou.
Yes.
So on the packages that I sent them to analyze,
Mm-hmm.
on the packages I sent them to analyze, I put I put layers and layers of Trojans so that I could find out where they're going.
Okay.
So hopefully they don't find them all, and I can track back where they're gonna store it, and that'll give me and Sarah an opportunity to see if we can actually get a peek in through their firewalls.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else that you may be withholding or not remembering? You can sense the it's a sort of a tease, but it's a passive aggressive tease.
Withholding or remembering. Let's see. Well, the energy source, whenever those devices are around, power, the energy source spikes up enormously. And no, not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, we'll be in touch, and if you come into any new information that might assist us or enhance our research efforts, please don't hesitate to share, and we'll do the same.
If you happen to find where they originally absconded your awesome toy too before they started messing around with it, I would love that information.
Take care of yourself, Doctor. Be careful out there. And she hangs up. Okay. What are you doing, if
Sounds like
anything,
I-
so I can switch back to the other group?
She sounds like I pissed her off a little with that last statement.
Your phone has some icicles on it, so yes, there's some frost coming from it.
So no, I'm gonna keep track of. I'm gonna keep an eye on where my data went and where it settles. Hopefully, I can, like I said, find a way through. Besides that, I help these guys settle back into my warehouse because they were quick to move in and quicker to move out instead of trying to freaking fix it.
Well, I mean,
And I'm gonna remember that.
When a reactor is melting down, you have the ones that want to save it, and then you have the ones that are like, "Fuck this, I'm out. I might want to have babies someday, and I don't want my nuts being melted."
So I'm gonna hope to settle back in.
Okay.
See if I can fix up the machinery,
Okay.
patch up the holes in my ceiling.
Right. Yes, the big, rather large one. Okay. Sage, you get to the first of the two. It's down, and as you get closer to it, it carved a path of destruction through one of the other warehouses that it made. Essentially, it made the leap from one side of the dock to the other, and in doing so, you're able to see it, but you're not necessarily at it. Does that make sense? So there's a channel of water that how far would this be? I'm trying to see here if they have a measuring thingy on this map, but they don't. So let's just say it's 100 feet across to the other side. So it's wide enough for a ship to go through, for a shipping vessel to drop off its containers. You can see it directly across from your line of sight. There are emergency vehicles that are coming to the scene. It essentially tore down half of one of their warehouses. It barreled into it, so half of it's collapsed in on itself. There's rubble everywhere. Cars are on fire. You don't see it moving. It had tripled in size. So let's say if it was a 6-foot human, you guesstimate between 18 to 24 feet in height, and its massive girth. Over its skin was being ripped and regenerated as it was tearing from the musculature as it was growing.
That was the last one?
That was the first one. The second had almost was on its way. It was making its way through along the train line. So it had knocked over the diesel engine on its side. So that's on fire. It also knocked over the diesel engine and then the subsequent 2 cars. So the diesel engine is dangling over the edge, dangerously over the edge, and it's being held up by its connection to the other 2 cars. And that one had fallen halfway into the water, so its torso is in the water, and its legs are somehow got tangled up in the tracks that had come up from when the train overturned.
So the 2 are confirmed down.
From your line, from visually, yes.
Okay. So, Seraph, I seem to have stopped the 2 that were in these points, and I give them the coordinates. For the moment, I'm not sure if they're permanently down or not. Can you confirm the one that was in front of us? Is it still down?
Lou,
Hmm.
I'm going to fly up above the warehouse
Mm-hmm.
and take a visual of the 3 targets.
Okay.
You said I lost the 4th one because it went into the water, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The first target that I described that had crossed the channel, that one you're not registering any life signs. The one in the water, you're registering faint life signs from that. The one that's in the fire, that one you can't get a fix on because of the ambient heat of that fire. It's burning extraordinarily hot.
Agent Sage, one seems to be down, one is fading, and the 3rd one I cannot properly sense.
Which is the third that you can't sense?
The one that's partially submerged.
Okay. So
The burning
Well, I'll
train is masking what I can pick up of it.
The burning
Okay.
train is masking that one, and then the burning the propane fire is masking the one that was in your immediate line of sight.
Okay, so
now, how long has it been since he lost the signal when it went into what would have been the channel, the water?
About a minute.
Okay.
Lou, I'm flying over at about 40 feet
Mm-hmm.
towards the one by the diesel.
Question: Are you
Mhm.
leaving id? And
No,
so you
it is in my body, and
Okay.
I'm carrying
carrying theory.
Theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page there.
Mm-hmm.
Seraph, is there any possible way that you can have a visual on the one that went into the water and in the direction that it was heading? What's in that direction? Like once he hits the water, if he were to come out the other side, what would be on that over there?
All right.
It's
Lou,
now going
what are the-
in that direction. That was that was the freight freight tracks that were coming in from Los Angeles. So from the main land. So residential districts, shit like that.
Okay. So I lay that out so that you are aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't have a fix on that one, right?
No, the fourth one, no.
Question, isn't that direction back to our base?
Yes.
Fuck, it's heading to the base, Seraph. Can you assist me to confirm these 3 down so that way we can pursue the last one?
I am already on it, Agent Sage.
Okay.
So Lou, the
You
one
can
the
see,
one by the diesel.
actually, you know what? If for anything else, Sage, you can see him. I'm going to assume that you're utilizing your perceptive abilities, your cognitive perceptive abilities. You do end up seeing him as he's flying past you and towards towards the train.
Okay. And I'm going to take care of the other one. Make sure it's down.
Okay. So, what it's going to mean though, and if you go to, are you guys on the map for Roll20? Did I put you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
You see where it says C6 to C7?
Mm-hmm.
That channel, you would have to go all the way around in order to get there. Otherwise, you're going to have to swim
okay, Lou.
across the water.
Which one is shorter for him and easier for me to get to?
The shortest is this one here. The other one is about right here. And
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
didn't see-
you guys are
I didn't see the
right
ping.
around here. Okay, are you seeing the ping now? Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I can see the ping.
Okay, so this is where This is where Sage is. You know what? Why am I doing that? So let's just put. This is going to be huge, but you get my point. So Sage is here.
That's what she said.
Well, you know. Anyway, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. So Sage is here. Where are you, Seraph? Okay, Seraph, you're flying towards it, so you're right around here. As a matter of fact, you were over the water. So
wait, we have icons now?
Yeah. I need to create yours, but
Okay.
So yeah, so you're there, and the first one is here. The first one is right in here because that's right across from where you were. Then number 2's here, and then number 3 is right around here.
All right, so I would go to the one that I can get to with no problems.
Okay, and that would be the one that is by the train, partially submerged.
All right. I'm sure that he's got some way to jump across the water. Instant transmission himself. Yeah. So.
I'm gonna do a combination of things, yes, to make it across the water.
Okay.
Running leap. Jump as far as I can get into that 100 feet.
Mm-hmm. Well, do the math. You tell me.
Well, I'm not sure what the rules are for that. With the strength included, all that is just normal strength and more. If I go by the basics with the 4
It
feet
would
and 5 feet,
be your.
which would have been gymnastics, acrobatics, right?
I actually have the GM screen and it talks about the jumping distance.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna even
if
if you
you're
don't
using-
even if you don't clear it, you're gonna jump as far as you can to
Yeah,
get
and
into
then
the
just
water
zip.
to make the distance, the swimming distance, as short as possible to get to the other side.
No, I'm gonna zip line it across.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump as far as I can get, which might be about 40 feet, 50 feet.
Uh-huh.
Other 50 feet, I'm gonna zip myself. I'm gonna pull myself to the other end.
I have a regular human brain, so please walk me through that and how you're doing it. Just step by
I'm
step.
assuming there's structures here. Any type of structure?
There is. So this is. I mean, it's not to scale, obviously, but there's a partially collapsed building right where it says Phoenix. Okay. There are some
Okay.
cars there. There's a chain link fence. There is a crane, one of the loading cranes, and
So the crane.
stacks of cargo containers.
Find a solid piece
Mhm.
of furniture, whether it be a crane, a car, or a building, spike and tow line, and zip myself across.
Okay.
Just pull my-
And the length and range for your spike and tow line.
100 feet.
I hate
Actually,
to.
the spike and
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to, build this in my head so that you and I are on the same page.
Yeah. The spike and tow line is 200 feet.
Okay. So that you have the distance for. So the idea is you're going to jump in the water and use that to pull you.
I don't want to overextend it. So that's why I'm making the jump first
Mhm.
and then use spike and tow line so it could be a shorter distance to pull.
Totally get it. Okay.
And then make my way across, getting to the target.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not assuming shit because I already know their speed. I already know their strength, and I know they can be on top of you in the less than the blink of an eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're not that bad.
Yeah, right. Fuck you.
You should engage them in physical combat immediately.
See, yeah.
Everything is going to be fine. Don't run. We are your friends.
Check the chat. Regular chat, not the video chat. I posted it there.
Okay. So you can 5-4 gymnastics add 2 level of 10 running start. You have you would have normal strength, yes?
I just have normal strength.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't
so it
have
would be 3 feet per 10 PS, which is not bad.
Wow, that actually means I have about 12 feet added to that.
Okay.
And if you the base of the gymnastics and acrobatics, at this level, it's 8,
So that's
28, and then an additional 3 feet.
for every 10 PS.
So approximately
12,
10 feet.
16. And you're level 4?
So
Are you level 4 or 5?
I'm 5.
All right, so that's 10 feet plus the 4 feet. So it's 14 feet, and then another 12 for the strength. So it's 24 feet, unless my math is wrong. But I don't.
It's 4 feet plus 2 feet per level, I think, right?
Right, so that's 10 feet.
So that's 10. Now I also have gymnastics, so that's an additional 10.
They're not. What do you call it? You don't.
Not cumulative?
They're not cumulative. No. So it would just be the 2.
All right, so then it would be 28 feet across, 29 feet high.
Okay.
Give me an approximate 38-foot diagonal. So I could probably, with a running start, get to about 50 feet on a down angle. Maximum.
I'll give you that. It's a superhero game.
On a safe bet, it would probably be 40 feet, but that still would be on only a 60-foot pull on the toe.
So that's fine. This is a superhero game. We're gonna do superhero heroic shit. All right.
I'm trying, but certain tyrants are keeping me from doing shit.
I just said, dude, you did Ricochet Rabbit, and I allowed it. I didn't argue the point. So let's just accept it. Accept it.
I've got.
Don't worry, boss. I got the HR letter ready.
Right. I got
Listen, you fucking
dude. At this point, I gotta have a template. So all I gotta do is fill in names and dates. Okay. Anyway, so he does that. You guys, by the way, Dr. Patel, your vision finally starts to clear. You realize that you're about 30 feet in the air now, and you're looking around. 40, excuse me. I'm sorry. 40 feet up. And you did feel the breeze. You knew he grabbed you and lifted you up. You just didn't realize how high that you were up in the air. Now, considering that you lived in a tower, I'm going to assume that your character doesn't necessarily have a complete fear of heights, but this is a shock to your system as you're now like, oh man, I could see. Oh, the sky's really blue. What the fuck? Oh my God. I know you're not that kind of Indian. Anyway, so with that and id, are you guys doing anything? Are you contributing? Are you chatting? Are you talking? I just want to make sure that you guys are not left out and that if you're going to do anything, you do it. By the way, if you want to interject, please do so.
All right, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flying in that direction. I get there in no time flat.
Yes, of course.
What do I see? And what am I picking up on as I get close?
When you get about in your descent, assuming you're coming at an angle,
Mm-hmm.
at an angled descent,
Mm-hmm.
when you get around 50 feet from it as you're coming in, you can see an arm come out of the water and just grab this one by its literal backside and just pull him off the tracks and into the water.
I will fire a strafing beam from my laser cannon
Okay.
in that region.
Okay. Make a roll.
All right. D20 plus 2 plus 1. Just double checking my bonuses.
Oh,
+4. Okay. So, oh, they did make some changes.
Good. I'm happy. I haven't been on Roll20 in a while, so
17.
okay. You were using average damage, which is
18.
okay. You do this strafing beam. You don't know if it struck or anything like that, but and I'll give you a reaction to this. As once you shoot it, in sort of like the bullet time, there's a huge spout of water, like a splash of water, as this thing jumps out. When it jumps out onto the track, what you see it's spontaneously enlarging itself by absorbing the other one. You can see that the torso is being pulled into its midsection as it's pulling its former monster buddy into its midsection. It's just expanding. As it expands, it's staring right at you. It's that look of rage and pain. It grabs onto the diesel engine, sinks its
Go up.
hands in it, and you can see it just lifts it. Now, the weight of these engines, the weight of these carts, is in the high tonnage. So it just lifts it, pulls it, and as it's pulling it to throw it, to make an attempt to throw it at you, it's literally just snapping it off of the other two cars that were attached to it to fling it at you. I'm going to make one
Right.
roll on Roll20.
And I'm not going to stay there.
No. Assuming that you're not going to be like, oh, well, I know there's something you don't see every day.
Question.
Yes.
That thing jumped to absorb the one I'm going after.
No. See, if you didn't walk away, you would have heard it. So,
Lou.
yes.
So, like I said, the moment I saw it come up out of the water, I was going up.
Sure.
Because I got to keep these two safe.
Okay. You can make there's the roll.
All right. +2.
Do I see this?
No, well,
No, everywhere, man. You
No.
do not see it.
no, you don't. Okay. Do you have any bonuses for that?
Yeah, +2.
Okay. So you guys see what I'm just described. It's a good thing Seraph doesn't have any auditory receptors, because there's a lot of shit coming out of your ass. And what, if anything, are you and id doing? Because now, a la Man of Steel, you see a freight train coming right at you. You're muted, Theory.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Can.
Right. What I said was, obviously what is this thing? What is this kind of, what creature is it? Is it just a creature throwing this?
Yes,
thing at us?
it's sort of like a Super Saiyan version of the ones that you were initially encountering. It
Okay.
literally grabbed the one that was disabled by Sage, and absorbs it's absorbing its body in an attempt to enlarge itself.
Fusion.
Yeah, a sort of sick fusion.
Lord. And it's throwing like what at us again? Like what is it throwing?
A
I know-
diesel freight engine.
A whole locomotive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, like I said,
Oh.
a la Man of Steel.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my gods.
Now he rediscovers his accent.
Yes.
Great Vishnu, please save me.
What happened to your accent? What happened to yours? Oh,
Id, are you
man.
there? Are you sleeping? What are you doing?
I'm still here.
Okay.
That thing is heavy.
So
Um,
what I will say is, you guys will have an opportunity to
No.
action as it jumped out and was pulling the freight car to throw it.
Hey, Lou.
because hold on for a second. Because Seraph's action is to move away,
Right.
but that doesn't
Oh.
that doesn't stop you guys from doing anything.
No, but my thing is always going to be based on distance, no matter what.
Okay.
Like my so if I'm too far away, my powers aren't.
Approximately 65 feet away
Yeah.
at the angle that you guys were at.
I'm too far.
What's your range?
10 feet.
Ah,
I'm only limited to my maximum distance is 10 feet.
okay.
So if something comes within 10 feet of you, you could affect it.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Something is rapidly coming within 10 feet of you.
All right, well then I'm going to use all my, you said I don't know how much the tonnage is, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to affect it. So I guess I'll turn it into like air or something, or like a harmless gas, like just
water,
like
paper,
supposed-
something.
Yeah, water vapor, like just vapor. That's what I'll do. And I'll use up all how many let me see how many pounds did I affect again? Christ.
Use a hero point, boost your power.
350. Can I do that? I don't know. 350 pounds. Yeah. Is the max weight, but maybe I can use all my actions to try to
Okay, I can.
to do more than that, which would that would be like 1,400 pounds if I could just keep,
Damn, there's nothing sadder than hearing someone beg.
Just a thought, Eric.
Damn, man.
You have to change the
Wow.
goal,
Oh.
just the
Okay.
section that's going to smash you.
Just for clarification, the weight of this engine is 210 to 220 tons.
Oh yeah, I can't
Good
do shit.
God, no.
I can't do anything.
Shit, I was thinking
Now
I could
I'm
slacking.
hold on for a second because that might be the entire train.
Like I
'Cause,
said,
a New York City train, a New York City
It's,
train car
York
is
City
about
train
90
car is-
tons.
it's just going up because it used to be 40.
Was it 40?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you don't necessarily have to change the whole train, just the area that's going to hit you. Now, if he allows you to use the hero point and all your actions to do that, you'll have a shot.
Yeah, New York
Okay.
City subway car weighs 85,200 pounds.
How many actions do you have altogether?
Wow.
Yeah, you, Eric. 4. So 350.
Like I
That's
said, if I used, it would set 350 times
4
4
is 1,400. So
What?
400.
Yeah.
1,400, right?
You double the weight with a hero point. That's a little over a ton. So
But my powers are fixed. I don't know.
you
That,
could
I don't know
effectively.
if my hero point would have. I don't know if my hero points would work that.
No, I'm saying if he allows it, you have to ask the question. If he
Hey,
does,
move. Would my hero point effectively help increase the amount of weight that I can affect?
Hold on.
'Cause that's
hey, it's a cinematographic moment, and it's a hero event. So I don't know, maybe.
All goal
I
splatter
could
event.
probably you know what I
Well,
could do?
really, most of it's going to hit me.
Right. What I could
Which is
do
the idea.
what I could do is instead of trying to affect
Yeah,
the
but I don't
whole
appreciate you getting
train-
bullied.
Instead of trying to affect the whole train, I can affect a portion of it through where it basically like I can affect through it, right? Almost like a hole. So when it comes and comes at us, just in case Seraph is not able to dodge it, we basically like end up going through the shit like that.
Hey, that sounds pretty smart.
And that's a stunt.
you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, these things weigh that much.
Yeah.
New York City subway car is 41 tons. So, and these things are loaded to pull an entire freight train. So, yeah. Well, you know,
Okay. In the event
it's
that
it's
this
it's been
doesn't
fun.
work,
It's been fun.
Well,
It's been
well,
fun.
is it
could
coming
I
straight?
use a hero
Is it
point
is
to
it coming
push?
straight on, or is it coming straight on, or is it tumbling?
It's the throwing motion throws it starts its ascent straight, but then it starts to lean forward. You know, like it's almost tumbling, but it's
Mhm.
because of the mass of this object and its weight. It's not spinning. It's just like it's falling forward as it's reaching its critical velocity. So Seraph is trying to dodge out of the way. You're about to do what you're about to do, and
Yeah.
let's go to Id. What if anything is Id doing besides praying to his baby
Is it-
Jesus?
Is sitting
Okay.
on him? Is sitting on himself?
So in the event, can y'all hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the event that Theory's plan does not work, can I use a hero point to push him and myself out of the way with telekinesis?
You can. You would need to make a strike roll and beat that 14.
Ooh.
So let's resolve that, and I will talk to Theory about this.
Now, question
Yes.
works. How are you going to resolve that?
I take the full brunt.
No, if his stunt works, then he literally creates an open gap where it goes past you.
Right.
It
So
literally goes-
what I will do is have you both make a roll. Let's start with Theory first.
I have to beat at 14.
Just beat a 14. If you have any prowess bonuses, I will allow that too.
None of those are
Okay, there's Theory.
And now it's up to you, Ed.
All right. So I do have a prowess one. I don't know what the 16 is. Hold on. I have 16 prowess, so I should have
So
at
it's
least
a
plus-
1.
And my strike bonus with TK is +5 on that.
Okay.
So you over me. Come on, 8.
So let me add that in there while I do this. All right, here it goes.
No whammy, no whammy. Seriously?
I better not hurt my
This was
boy. I
always
swear.
the
to
case.
God.
It's not an attack. I just rolled it because it had the strike already in there. Just a normal push out of the way so you don't get hurt.
Look at that. They're trying to be like D&D now. All cute dice on the screen. They're color coded. Oh, look at that. Color coded by our names.
I don't have that graphic up, but that's cool. Okay. Here's how I'm going to resolve this.
Did he get it?
Because you guys used your hero points. You're going to avoid the majority of this impact. However, the result of it is, and this is something that you see as you're pulling yourself across, Sage, you're pulling yourself and you're along the water towards the opposite end, so towards the opposite bank. And you're just like, what the fuck? Just as this thing's just flying in the air. These guys they don't take the impact except in the sense of your telekinesis and your transmutation blunted the impact but knocked you into the water.
Ah, good. That works.
Ooh. Hero point.
So they all drowned to death then.
Oh, damn. Because Seraph is like, well, I'm safe.
Oh wait. No wait, I can swim.
Yeah, but you're inside his body,
Makes one of
and
us.
it's not hermetically sealed. So anyway, I'm just kidding. That's fucked up.
That makes one of us.
Uh,
I'm right now Will Smith in the current Bel Air and I'm drowning.
Well, this time you might
Wish.
actually drown, and I think Adolfo would find that as a redemption from the last time. Anyway, okay.
Wow.
So that effectively knocks you out of
Podrías.
for a few seconds. That the impact to your telekinesis was great as you were moving yourself, because it essentially hit and pushed you backwards. So we'll do that as part of the hero point usage. But you didn't get hit by the full brunt because a portion of it was transmuted. Okay. You get to the other side as you hear the splash. In other words, visualize you're going along the water. You see this thing going towards them. You're like, oh my God. As you can see Seraph just floating in the air, trying to move away from this thing as it's flying towards them. The train itself obscures whether or not it looks like it hit them, but the mere fact that it blocked their bodies or his body, when it finally falls, there's no one in the air. So the assumption is he got hit.
They're either under the fucking thing.
Yes.
They're either the train or in the water or something.
Yeah. No, actually, the assumption is they got hit by the train.
No, I can see they got hit.
Right.
They got hit.
Right. So
or somewhere
correct.
in the
Yes. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You make it to the other side.
And there was absolutely nothing I can do to react.
No. This is as you're jumping into the water. Remember, all of the actions that you guys are taking individually, collectively as a scene, they're happening almost simultaneously. Okay, so reaction times are going to vary, even though your reaction times are greater than most. You're still in the process. You're not able to do anything because you weren't expecting it. And it was so quick that your only reaction was, oh my God. Like I'm saying, oh my God, but whatever your character was thinking in that moment, that's when you saw it. You just like, you just, there was nothing you could do but watch. But go ahead.
Now, this is my argument.
Go ahead. We're going to throw a knife at him and kill him anyway? Put him out of his misery?
What I'm trained and how I'm trained,
Mm-hmm.
I'm already expecting these type of things. Second,
okay.
Pulling on that freight car is going to make a lot of noise. So that immediately is going to attract me.
Just so that we're clear, you're also in the water.
Hold on.
Okay.
That would make me react to its action. Now, I may not be able to stop it from throwing it, but I can still react. I have 2 spike and toe lines.
So,
and since I'm propelling myself across over to the other side,
mm-hmm.
what I would ask you is if he's within range, which I think he is, throwing the second spike and toe line in order to use the drag to pull him with me out of the line of fire.
How much do you weigh, Seraph?
Huh?
When you're in your full, when you're corporeal?
But he's in the air.
No, I understand that. I'm just curious.
210 pounds.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you want to hit him with a spiked toe line and pull him with you, or pull him down away from it.
I'm hoping that when they see the spike and toe line going in their direction, that they grab onto it.
Okay, so again, there's a disconnect here because your reaction time is not his, and his is completely focused on that.
Okay, so I'd have to hit him. I'd have to spike and toe him.
Okay.
In order to be able to pull him.
You will make
making my way across.
I thought you were going in the opposite direction from me.
Yeah, but the distance, you may be within my distance to be able to react fast enough to pull you out of the line of danger.
Actually, no, he's not. He's.
How far is he?
So you're here. It was that's more than 200 feet if you factor in height. If you factor in height and distance. It's definitely more.
Okay. All right. So then no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. And there's nothing I can do to stop him from throwing.
No,
Because
definitely not.
He's
He's out of
definitely within my range to strike.
Yeah, but he's not in your line of sight, and you don't know what's actually happening. You only saw the car being thrown. I'm just saying it for effect. This is something that you saw as after the fact, as it was happening.
No, that's fine.
So
That's fine. I just wanted to know if there was any possibility.
if there was a possibility that you did make your argument, but I'm telling you definitively no, there was no possibility.
It's not in my range, and I couldn't. And it was his reaction, so
Correct.
there was nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make it to the other side. You find your way toward. You're able to pull yourself up. The thing is lying in under rubble. As you get closer to it, there's a group. There's the bystanders and looky-loos. There are people that are injured, scattered about. There's smoke. It's heavily. It's not a clear line of sight when you get to it. So there's smoke from the burning cars. There's ash, not ash, but this heavy black and white smoke that's in the air. You can see it. There is a crowd around it. There's EMS and fire that have come in and are putting out the fire for the warehouse because that's on fire. And another unit is putting out a couple of cars that are on fire.
Okay. So as I approach, I'm going to tell them, shit.
Okay, make it quick so I can go back to Sarah, to Patch, excuse me.
What's the special unit for hazardous material and stuff like that?
Hazmat.
And not hazmat is another unit.
No, it's hazmat.
No, it's another unit. It's an environmental control unit.
Well,
It's like a police unit. Anyway, I'm gonna go in.
are you talking about like to use that as your credentials?
Just letting them know I'm announcing just as credentials in order to declare an emergency state and for everybody to immediately move from the scene.
That's great. You still have to actually say it. I want to hear you say it as the role-playing part, as the part of role-playing to convince people to
I just
move.
can't remember the unit's name.
That's
so
okay. Make it up.
Environmental danger unit. This is a hazardous situation. I need everybody to clear now. You are in a blast zone. You need to leave the area immediately.
Okay.
Your lives are in danger. Leave immediately.
What is your mental affinity?
I think 16.
Okay.
I think. No, 22 actually.
Okay, make that roll, please.
All right. Come on, don't fail me now. I need everybody to move because you guys are all targets. Yes.
All right. So people start moving out of the radius of this thing as they were like gathering and then getting closer to look at it. You know how people get when they get in a mob. They start closing ranks and trying to figure out what the hell it is.
Out in New York.
Now.
Right.
Oh, now. Behind me.
Okay. So people start at first as you're approaching, because you had absconded with a disguise, correct? You had you didn't have the hard hat because you're not going to have a hard hat and fly into the water. But you were in the jumpsuit and you're screaming hazardous unit. People are like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, that's guy from across the way. He's Mexican. We don't need to listen to him. I'm just kidding. That was racist. Now, they start scattering. They start moving away from you. The thing doesn't move at first, but you do notice muscle twitches. And it's twitching left and right from its back as it's lying face down. So its back muscles are starting to, it's like spasming. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. ding, 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 Ginsu time.
Oh, okay.
I'm approaching it as fast as I can, and I am going to become a human Cuisinart.
Okay.
And as things as can fly off of it, I will detach from him, meaning limbs, neck, legs. I'm basically becoming a human whirlwind, a blade blender.
Okay.
There you go.
So he went from environmental protection. Fuck this. All right.
I just needed them to clear the area because I'm pretty sure that other thing's gonna come now.
All right.
So
the
that.
when you yeah, no, you didn't. Never mind. You successfully eviscerate this thing. It was spasming, but once you get to its spine and you sever it, then it finally stops, and now it's starting to what is it?
Deteriorate.
To disintegrate, as the others have, but this one is taking a little bit longer because it has a lot more mass.
Okay. So blades out,
So
fully aware of my
People are
surroundings.
just freaking out, staring at you, eyes wide, saucers. This guy's a maniac. Call
So
someone.
now,
Call the police.
With that being said, and them watching me,
Lots
do
of
what I
cell
did,
phone cameras out.
no!
Lots-
Intimidating them so they can all scram to your side.
Lots of World Star cameras out. Okay.
No problem. I don't care. They can't see my face anyway.
All right.
Got a jumpsuit.
So
Jumpsuit with ninja swords. Actually, sleep.
now, for you, Patch,
Uh-huh.
as you're working, you have that live feed, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, nothing. You just see a train. It's like, is he on the no? All
I call him.
right. So temporarily, he's out of commission, but you do eventually.
You get the blue communication.
Right, you get a bloop bloop communication. So for the immediate time being, he's offline. Now, River sees your face, and she's like, "What happened?"
So I
Is
show the
everything all
footage.
right? She's like,
No, no.
she's like, "What am I looking at? Is that what I think it is?"
Yup.
She's like, no. She's like, what is that? She's like, it's like the train is enough, but did that thing throw it?
Yes, that thing, which is probably infused with that radiation we keep tracking, threw the train at them.
She's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You got windshield bugs for agents now.
Are they dead?
I'm not getting a signal yet, but I'm still checking.
Holy shit. She's like, she's like talking, muttering, just she's like, I only know of one other meta that can do something like that, and he's in Indonesia right now. What the fuck?
We've been dealing with those things this whole time.
So he said, wait, you've been dealing with train throwing monsters like that? So I thought that the biggest one that was you gave her a rough estimate of what the biggest one that you've encountered was.
So far, yeah.
She said they could throw trains like willy-nilly, like that's their thing.
Well,
Listen,
when she showed,
they-
he showed her
They're
what
tearing
we
apart.
did,
They tear apart buildings. That one of
No,
those, a couple of those things. What?
When you show her the footage and she sees what it did, because I saw it, then you would understand why it threw the fucking train. It did a fucking Dragon Ball Z fuse, yeah, and the dance too.
No, not the dance. The dance is stupid. I refuse to do the dance because you're an idiot.
The dance is iconic.
All right.
Seriously.
I'd rather die.
almost did too.
Okay.
Anyway, I tell her like, yeah, we've been dealing with those monstrosities for the longest now. I mean, those seem to be bigger than the last one. Last ones we ran into.
So
But
is this
that's-
is
that-
this a result of that event? Is it just going to get progressively worse?
I think so.
Jesus.
No, the event was stopped because we're not dead yet.
Well,
And you're not there, so stop talking now.
yeah.
It's just, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. We need a plan.
I
And
know.
I don't have one, and since my boss is out of pocket right now, I normally would have no problem taking field leadership on most ops, even with metahumans. But this is bigger than I even imagined. And she's like, I do appreciate that you guys have been trying to explain this to me, but you do understand that I don't come from this world.
I don't come from that world either. I'm just trying to make what I can.
So, yeah, but you've been working with a rogue AI, so I think, and you are familiar with these people, so you have a little bit more.
I'm familiar with
experience.
what people? They're your people. I don't know these people. I know like one person. the rest of them are working with you.
He's about with everybody.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I know nothing.
I'll be honest.
No, he's invoking the Baka.
I'm working. I'm not working. I'm not invoking the pecan. Nothing. I'm just saying. I'm here working with you to help you control this situation. I got brought in because of
But I don't know them.
because of Officer
But I
Johnson?
don't know them.
Officer Johnson.
because of Officer Johnson. I got pulled in, and I was helping him originally, but all of this, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's Johnson's
spiraled. It spiraled into whatever this is, and
You
I
know
know.
how Officer Johnson.
I'm not-
feels.
I'm not one to just leave people in need.
Lou,
Hmm. Okay. So it's like, is there anything coming from Argus? This is
Well, considering
Brian,
considering
you
that's
can
only
hear
been a
Brian's
few
like, we're
minutes.
back online. So the facility lights are starting to click back on. Those that are still operational, the screens from the workstations are coming back up.
like nothing yet. I mean, it's been too soon. It's only been a few
So
minutes.
he comes over. He's like, all right. Yeah, he's out of breath. He's just like, okay, so we're good. System's rebooting. He's like, what did we learn about that satellite?
I'm like, we're trying to find it now.
It's like,
I have
wait,
someone-
so he's like, wait a minute, you lost it or did you blow it up?
It didn't blow up.
What do you mean it didn't blow up? You fucking shot a goddamn ion cannon at it.
Yeah, and
It's like he's like even Star Destroyers got fucked up with ion cannons.
yeah, and I agree with you. But apparently they were. It seems as if they were expecting that to happen, and they absorbed the energy.
So wait. So they wanted you to do that,
I guess.
and you did it.
Well, at the time, I didn't know that's what they wanted me to do, but it seemed like a good idea so we don't die.
So plan.
We need to
Anybody?
track that energy, see where it went.
He said, but we don't have anything to track it. So you were using the fucking Hubble.
Well, I was using the Hubble to look at it.
It's,
I wasn't
it's just
tracking
a
it.
giant Canon camera.
Right, but it's a large
like-
source of energy. You
it's
should
a-
be able to track that
It's a
somewhere,
goddamn.
somehow.
It's a goddamn Nikon.
Yes, it is.
It's like- maybe she's like maybe there's some. It's like maybe there's a ooh, and it's like there's a radar. There's a station. There's a monitoring station out in Honolulu that does monitor for aliens and signals from outer space. Maybe they have something. Yeah.
really? Battleship?
This is like,
Really?
I have no
Really?
idea if it works or if they even saw it. But what else we got?
Hey, contact them.
He runs off, and she looks at you. She's like, "Is that?" It's like he's like he's in a panic. He's like he's in full blown panic mode. Is that something?
Yeah,
that we can do?
but that's unless you guys have satellites up there that are looking for energy sources and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that.
The last thing I did with the military was fly a plane and become a POW after that. So I really don't know where the government is at this point with their technology and what they're doing with it.
So yeah, and they're not.
And even then,
they're not giving us access to a lot of stuff because of the people that we're dealing with. They just don't.
So-
it's just like this is just a trial run for our MetaHuman super team, and right now we are in Shitsville with no paddle. We are in Shits Creek, and there is no current.
okay, so they're not sharing their resources with us. That doesn't mean we can't borrow them. Can you tell me of a resource I can use that I can try and track that energy with that I can borrow?
I have a friend that works at NASA that used to work R&D for the NSA. Maybe he can guide us to something. So just I need to just make some calls.
Okay.
At this point, you didn't really necessarily notice her, but the Variga was, as she turns to walk away, Variga was standing right behind her and didn't even notice her while she was standing there, just looking at you. Just like, I seem to have missed quite a bit. And they had given her like a little cane. She looks like she's aged. She's from when you first met her. She was a youthful 35-year-old woman. Now she looks almost twice her age.
She's Spanish. She should look so good.
Yeah, in a way. So she's how are your children?
She's like,
It's an off-putting question because she doesn't know your kids.
right. So I look at her, I tell her, my youngest son, right now I'm a little worried about. And
He's seen them, hasn't he?
my youngest son is the one that helped you. My second youngest son has seen things. And I explained to her the things that had transpired with me in the book, and my youngest son seeing the images that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I explained to her the correlation between him and his energy event with her and her energy event, and how the two seem to be connected somehow.
So they're gathering power, quite literally. Between that and that portal that was in the museum. She says, "I'm sorry. I need to sit."
I bring her a chair.
It's as if they're trying to. They're clearly trying to open a doorway, but I don't think they're just trying to open one. I think they're trying to keep one open. And whatever's on the other side, that's the doom of us all.
So when she says that, I'm like, okay, so this is all in your area of expertise. I want to show you a few things. So I'm gonna start with the stuff that Erwan showed us, the map with the symbols, the circles, the lines, the way they'll connect across the world, right? I'm gonna start from there. I'm gonna start working my way down towards the symbols that we're trying to decipher, the runes we're trying to decipher.
How are you showing this to her?
I'm showing it to her on the screen.
Like an iPad or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give her a tablet, and I just pass the information over so you can see everything. So I show her the giant lines and circles
Mhm.
that go across the sections of the world that are connected somehow. I show her the symbol. I start showing her the rune symbols. That we've been collecting the whole time.
Mhm.
More importantly, I show her the strings of code that were connected to Seraph. The strings of code that are written in that same type of language.
Mhm.
I show her those also. And I ask her, can she make heads or tails of any of this stuff?
She takes a bead. She's like flipping through the information, going starting with the lines and the circles geometrically. So she's like, she explains to you the fundamentals of ley lines and how the earth is has these lines of mystical energies that surround it and protect us. They guide us. They keep monsters at bay. She said these circles, these were placed here she's like, millennia ago, and she can't make out all of the symbols, but all of them lead to a protection. And from what she understands, gathering some of the other information, sifting through some of the other information, the intent is to break these lines. Because once they're broken, then the earth is free, is ripe for domination.
All right. So then,
it's just like, and that item, this is like the book is one part of a larger key to that end.
all right. So, do you know what this device is for? And I show her the amulet that turns into a chakram.
So she doesn't. She reaches out and then pulls her hand back. It's just like, this is the one that was corrupted by that boy. Just
Corrupted.
She's like, I'm sorry. You can't. With my ability, I can see its aura. I can see there's a point of taint. So he used this as a weapon, but not not the way it was intended. So it's corrupted.
Is there a way to fix it?
If there is, it's beyond my ability. It's beyond my understanding to fix. It's like, there may be, but there's something that we're missing. She said,
Like these guys have been 4 or 5 steps ahead of us, and just because I don't understand half this stuff, it doesn't make it any easier.
Like, you're right. It's just, but you also, he's like, evil's never dormant. It's always planning, always changing, always mutating into something far worse. So the forces that have been trying to assault our world have been at this for thousands of years. It's only the champions of this world who have been able to keep them at bay, never fully killing them, just keeping them just out of reach. So, unfortunately, we're running out of champions. No one believes anymore. It's like, you barely believe. She's like, hell, I do this. She's like, this is what I am, and sometimes I barely believe in these things. Problem is that with the world not believing, with this, she taps, disgustedly taps the tablet. She's like, with this, it's like, this is driving belief in the other world to a point where it's thinning the veil between the two and allowing them to push through.
And I tell her that, but okay, but even with that, look at the string of code. So I show her the string of code, and then I show her the root symbols that are mixed into the string of code. Is it that our belief in this is fading, or is it just that they're changing into something else? Because look at this. I know what the rest of this code is, but when it comes into this, it combines it with these symbols that I recognize out of the book.
She's like, if what you're saying is true, yes, that's exactly what they're doing, and it's just
Eso fue lo que
is
pasó.
is this everywhere? Please tell me it's not everywhere.
This, I don't know if this is everywhere, but I found this. And I found this recently.
See, this is a part. This looks like an incantation. It reads like an incantation. And this is. I ask if it's everywhere because if it's an incantation and it's transmitted, right? That's the word, transmitted.
Yeah.
Globally. That's all they would need to break the barriers.
This code will break the barriers that's protecting the planet.
Just think, no, the key to doing this is it's multifaceted. From my limited understanding of the way that this works, it's not one thing. It's not one small thing. It's a series of locks. The beings that created the barriers were brilliant, but they were beyond our understanding. To protect this world, that's what they did. They created a series of complex locking mechanisms. And in order to break them, you had to find the keys in order to do that. So that countdown that we've been working, that you've theorized, that is accurate. It's been accurate so far. Every one of those is a tumbler in the lock just being broken. Problem is I don't know where we are, how close we are to the final lock being broken.
How many events are left?
By your estimation, there were 3. 2, excuse
So
me. Yes, 2.
There's 2 now.
Who's
I
like-
tell her what, there's only 2 more events that I was able to come up with. I think there's only 2 locks left then, if that's the case.
That's
2 locks out of what? 9, 10, 15?
there were 9.
9.
There were
All
9,
right.
9 locks.
Okay.
She's like,
Okay.
Can you put me back to the circles, the big ones?
So I bring that back up.
Okay. So she's like, is this live? Is this real? Like, or is this just? Are you
So
able to see this like from like a satellite or something?
Man, I hijack one of Google satellites and then I look over the areas that the map has already showed.
Okay. So
I put the old map
mm-hmm.
right on one screen, and then I put the Google image now.
Okay. Of the 9 locations, there's a before. You know how Google takes time-lapse pictures?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a time-lapse photo of a week ago and corresponding with if working backwards to all 9 events, the 7 that had just transpired, each one of those spots, there was reports of natural disaster. So you'll see those pockets where those circles were gone.
It's gone?
Gone in the sense of wherever they were in the landscape, that has been changed to where they're no longer there.
Oh, okay. So whatever these guys are doing, they're destroying the circles.
That's
So-
the only way that they're going to be able to come through.
Which
That's
circles
the
are left?
That's the only way that they will come through with unencumbered.
Which are the last 2 circles?
2 circles. One is in New York City, and the
Uh-huh.
other one is in the Atlantic.
In the
Atlantic Ocean.
At the Atlantic Ocean?
Yep, it's positioned right where the Bermuda Triangle is.
Someone said something about Atlantis. I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm looking over the one in New York now.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to the one over in New York. What's going on in New York right now? That looks like that may cause the change.
As of right now, there's no news out of New York. And remember, your family's in New York, so
Yeah.
There's there's nothing.
You bringing them in danger, don't you?
There's nothing relating to any of this stuff that's happening to you here. Just regular news reports, weather, all that. Just there's no normal metahuman vigilanteisms and criminals. But aside from that, outside of that, there's not a lot going on.
And what's the date what's the time frame for the next one?
7 days.
In 7 days. All right. So I'm gonna take the footage. I'm gonna take the picture we have for the one that's in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna let Winters know. Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let her know the situation that was just explained to me by their agent.
Okay, so they go back and forth. She asks, with a fair amount of skepticism, she's like, "Are you sure, Ramirez? Are you sure? Absolutely sure? Because if I call in the cavalry and nothing actually happens, then we have a big problem, and we lose
Credibility.
we lose all credibility with any future events. You can wave, but you're not in this, so let them do what they got to do."
What I was gonna say.
What you're going to say? You mean, not was.
In the middle of all this,
Yep.
I was going to look for the team.
Yep.
Keep an eye out for the big guy. But I'm going to call in Rivers and see if I can contact her now.
Oh, okay.
And that I'm at that bubble.
Okay. I smell what you're cooking. So let me just finish off with this role play dialogue. So she says, "Okay, so you're saying it's in 7 days. So that gives us at least some time to gather ourselves and figure out what's going on, or at least attempt to." So she wasn't necessarily filled in with what you're talking about, but she does come back and says, "Well, there's a military satellite that we may be able to borrow."
Okay.
What do we do? What are we looking for?
Well, I've got the energy pattern, so we can use that to see if we can find large amounts of it.
Okay. So she calls Brian over, explains the situation, and he's just like, "Wait, are you serious?" Like they're going back. He's like, "Are you serious? We got permission for that?" She says, "Yeah, more or less, more or less." He's like, more or more or less?" More or less.
I look at him like, "Listen, I didn't have to hack into it, so we have permission."
Fair point. It's like, you know what? We'll go with that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get hung for treason, why not? So what are we looking for? We're looking for that signal and everything? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the energy pattern, the 2 energy patterns. The one that we just fired off into space, like I collected, right? We're trying to find where that went to.
Okay.
Okay. And if we can't find where that went to, we go with the other energy source I had, the supernatural energy source that I keep recording. I'm gonna patch into the machine so I can try and scan over the area of New York to find risen spots of that energy there.
Okay.
And no more,
No, I hear what you're saying. Noted. Remember that for the next game. So we're gonna come back to the trio. You finally come. You again. Remember the time lapses are mere seconds. So you after you hit the water, it takes you about 3 seconds to gather your bearings and come back to the surface. Talking to Seraph. The creature itself, it's once you come back up, there's another splash of another splash of water, and it's out of your visual range.
But I can hear it.
You can, yeah. So as you're in the water, you can hear it move. There's a loud crash under the water that sends out this large sound wave. So you're like, "Doof." With that, I'm going to go to really quickly to Sage. Sage, you get Rivers on the line. It's like, go for Rivers. It's like, Agent Sage, what's your sit rep? Is he there?
Okay.
He's frozen.
Right now, on track, last target. No, I'm not. Now.
Wow, time dilation.
Yeah, there's a time delay there, buddy. Okay, so
I'm in pursuit of the last target.
that's not just me, right? Everybody else is seeing
It's
that?
just the internet.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Now. Pursuit of the last.
You may have to restart your Zoom, dude.
Pursuit of the last target. Also, may need an emergency evac. No.
Okay. So with that, as your
It's
emergency,
good on my end.
now it's on our end, I guess. There you are. Okay. So may need an emergency evac. With that, you almost get knocked off your feet as the ground beneath you starts to heave. So it almost liquefies the ground as this wave, as you ride this wave, and then the ground and the surface of the entire dock starts sinking, starts cascadingly sinking into the water. So your initial instinct is to move away from that, because otherwise you'll get caught in the inertia and pulled under. You know what I'm talking? Do you get what I'm saying? So there's an impact that nearly knocks you over.
However, in what direction are these guys?
They're away from you. That wave, that earthen wave is coming towards you. What a time for his shit to go dark.
Is it going to overtake them?
No, it's not coming. It's not going towards them. It's coming towards you. They're in the water away from you.
No, but I mean, is it just a directed attack or is it a radius?
Oh no, it's a wave. So from left to right, once you feel that initial shock, there's a heave of the entire surface of the ground that raises up and then starts sinking down, and it's doing so in a wave as it's coming towards you. Not like an actual wave of water. It's a wave of earth. So cars, concrete, asphalt.
In other words,
A shockwave.
It's a shockwave. Thank you, sir.
well, I'll move away from it then.
All right. With your speed, you're able to.
The direction where it's going to be the least.
All right. So with your speed, you're able to outpace it, but there are folks that are falling in, cars, buildings collapsing as you're moving away from it. You guys,
Now,
hold on for a second, because I initially went back to them. Now you guys are you're finally up to the surface, Seraph. Your two folks are there. You guys had lost half your SDC
Oh, dang.
from the impact.
Fuck.
I'll take it rather than death.
Me as well.
Yes, you took the brunt of it
Okay.
because you were using yourself to protect them.
All right.
Okay.
So there's aches. There's a bunch of owies as you hit the surface. I'm being glib, but you get what I'm saying.
My leg.
There's my eyes. I gotta get that sound because that's hilarious. That's the SpongeBob. My leg. Okay. At that point, that thud in the water, you all hear it, you feel it. It sends that shockwave through the water. It's not as intense, but it's pronounced. And then you see the effect of it. It literally raises up the ground and then starts sinking into the bay as it travels outwards.
All right, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pinpoint it.
Okay.
Based on the sound itself.
Yep.
And I'm going under in the direction of that thing.
Okay.
At top speed.
Do you?
Are you dragging us along?
Yeah, because I don't know that you have environmental capabilities to be able to sustain them on the water.
No. I'm going by myself.
Okay.
Once they're on surface,
Damn.
I'm going down by
He
myself.
just leaves you floating in the water like.
I mean, we're pretty hurt, so I doubt we'd be able to help him.
Like, now, can you both swim?
No.
I can swim.
Okay, so you're gonna have to. Oh man, it's like thank God we are safe. Hey, what are you doing?
Can't you turn this water into like some kind of stepping stone or something?
Oh no, not again! Flashback.
I'm conscious, right?
Yeah, you're both conscious.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit, I can turn part of the water into like a rubber floaty and float it to the top.
I'm just gonna grab him and start swimming towards the shore.
That's fine. That works.
For comedy, for comic effect, but yes, he's just
New
like, what the fuck?
New emotion, anger.
Okay, great. And you're going in that direction, following the wave. You won't be able to go top speed under the water, so your speed is going to be cut by at least 50%.
Okay.
At a minimum because of the inertia. Okay, now final thoughts for everyone. Now you, Sage, you get to a point where the entire dock doesn't go into the ocean, just from that initial shockwave, but enough damage has been done that you can see it as it hits the other, as it gets to the other side of the bay and into the residential areas towards on the left-hand side, right about here, if you look on the map. And then that's the direction that they're heading. But it's also heading in a direction that is in other words, it's heading in the direction of where you guys' warehouse is at, where your HQ is.
Okay. So, as for where we came out, is that underwater?
Say again?
As for where we came out, the warehouse that we came out from, is dock underwater?
Are you talking about the Harmon warehouse?
Yeah.
No.
So that's still up.
Yes.
All right. Agent Rivers, we have a serious issue. You guys are about to get hostile.
It's just like define hostile.
I show him the picture.
So I told her
I show her the picture.
There is one of these creatures that we've been fighting that somehow managed to throw a freight train at.
Wait, that thing is coming to us.
My suspicion is yes, because it just I don't know if it's moving at a very fast pace or it's its strength that did it. But if it's a speed, it should be at that warehouse within minutes, if not less.
Okay.
I also understand this thing. I've never seen them throw a freight train. It took 3 to throw the platform of a helipad. This thing by itself took the freight train.
Are there any others that we need to be aware of?
From my understanding, that's the last one. The other 3 have been eliminated. But I don't know why this one is so much stronger.
Okay. So we will begin re-evacuation of the facility. So it's just I'm going to we're going to be bugging out of here and getting airborne. Yes.
There's one thing. I'm not sure what its priority is, but under no circumstances are Theory's sister or Dr. Acosta with the book anywhere near it.
Understood.
We were in a different plane while investigating the warehouse. And the same type of energy that Theory's sister emits was about to hit, let's just say, an altar in this alternate dimension.
This is wait, back up. Alternate dimension? And you can hear this.
Listen,
you can hear this.
the place is-
You can hear her saying this, Patch.
I do not have the time. I do not have the time.
All right.
Listen, this is
I patch-
important.
I patch into it, into the conversation. I can hear it.
That energy blast almost fulfilled its purpose. The reason we're still alive is because it did not complete it. But that doesn't mean this game is over. It's far from over.
So,
You guys need out now.
copy that. We'll be in touch with our new location. I'll keep this channel clear.
Sure. Seraph, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sarah's like, "Fuck you, I'm out." No, he's not in communication range. No,
He's more like
he's underwater. So,
Dr. Costa?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Listen, if you're in communication with Seraph, I need him to get you and that girl out. I'm pretty sure this thing is going to be tracking you, just like you've been tracking that energy. I do not know how it's doing this, but there's no other reason why it's going in your direction. It's almost like that turtle. But this thing is a lot meaner, a lot faster, and a hell of a lot stronger.
Well, there's no energy emitting off of this thing. I'm checking it as I'm saying it. I'm checking. Is it any energy bleeding out of the Faraday cage?
from the book?
Yeah.
No.
It ain't tracking us here because of this. If it's coming,
So then
it's
it's
coming
probably
here. It's coming here for some other, by some
But
other
it's
means.
probably tracking Theory's sister.
That might be a possibility.
Okay, but whatever it's tracking, or however it's tracking anything, it's heading in your direction and it's heading there fast. Now I gotta see if these 3 are alive. I don't know if you're in communication with Seraph, but if Seraph is alive, then more likely the other 2 are. I'm gonna go check on them now.
Okay.
There's no way to catch this
I'm-
thing by the time it hits.
All right. So
I keep pinging him.
who? Seraph?
Sarah.
Seraph?
Yeah. I keep pinging him.
You're not getting him.
Shit.
You are not getting him. Now,
I try to put myself as close to where they landed.
yeah.
I can see them.
Okay. So that's what you guys are doing. This is the last thing. So Dr. Patel and Id, as you're swimming along with Dr. Patel, you get that cold feeling again. And you just it almost stops you for a second, and just within with like maybe about 20 feet away, the surface of the water breaks, and you're staring face to face with your old nemesis.
Stairs?
My ex?
Yeah, you got.
The
What's his nemesis?
the turtle. He can
The turtle.
he breaks the surface and he's just staring at you. So that's how we're gonna end it. You guys, you,
Really? Really?
you guys. Yes.
Lou, I was trying to say something. But
No,
my
go ahead.
my
What were you gonna do?
microphone wasn't working. I was going to say, do you want to do the honors of telling Patch that he sees a very different change in Seraph's code?
Yeah, the code was altered, and there's a through line that's new, and unfortunately you don't have enough data to know what it actually means. It's similar in the sense of when he first had his first panic attack, where you
Similar
thought,
to that?
yeah, well, initially when you were first examining his code, but this one is more. It's less random and more focused. Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you everybody for joining us for Seraph, Id, Patch, Dr. Patel, Theory of the Philosopher, aka, and Crimson Sage. I am the storyteller, DM, GM, whatever you want to say. I've had a blast. I hope you did too. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.